Yo lads, it's me, your boy, Vex, coming again with a new game to show. I come with a question. Do you like rats? No, not these rats. These rats. Do you also have an unbridled hatred for frogs? Are you a fan of dying a lot of times? No, this is not a Dark Souls review. Well, I'm here to tell you that even though we mostly think that rats are disease-carrying vermin, they're in fact very kind and fluffy creatures. And that's what Tales of Iron tries to show. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this game review, I would like to ask of you to please like this video and subscribe to the channel and turn the notifs on. It really does help a lot. So, on to the video. Tales of Iron is a 2D Souls-like game, which is a mix of Salt and Sanctuary and Hollow Knight, minus the annoying platforming. And it's inspired by the actual playful and kind nature of rodents, and the devs tried to emphasize that said nature the best way possible. Make a game out of it. The game is set around Reggie, the prince of the Rat Kingdom and son of Rotus, the first king of the kingdom, and overall badass who curb stomped the frogs back to their swamps, or what is better known as Ohio. The game starts with you, Reggie, waking up and doing about his daily life and preparing for the tournament your now old and weak but still of a badass father organized between you and your tall and fat brother, and who will inherit the crown. Now, you are the smaller one, but the thing that Reggie has that will pretty much save his life is his massive, giant balls of steel that will make him be able to fight and beat the living shit out of people twice his size. But, you see, my young Padawan, this game is set in a dark medieval fantasy period. So, as you can guess by now, and read enough Game of Thrones, shit is about to hit the fan in the worst time possible, and lots of important people will die. Yeah, see, the Frog King, angry by the arse whipping that Rodus gave him, decided to invade the kingdom again, with even more frogs, and almost kill everyone you love. Sadly, your father is included. He was killed via impaling him on the throne he's sitting during the proclamation when you beat the living shit out of your brother and proved yourself to become a king. Congratulations, you have now achieved the world record of speedrunning yourself to become a king in the kingdom. Sadly, that kingdom is fucking broken, and you're now tasked to restore it. And Reggie will do it via a simple way. Brutally slaughter the frog invaders, and finish the job your father started.
Blood for the blood god! Blood for the blood god! Blood for the blood god!
Now, the game itself is an interesting mix between Hollow Knight and, in my opinion, Dark Souls. Like I mentioned in the beginning, it's a 2D side-scroller, and it has a linear story to follow. The art style is very comic bookish, with thick line art that emphasizes the anthropomorphic body of the rats and the frogs. And don't get me wrong, it is actually quite pleasing to the eye. The lighting, though, is the kicker. It really sets the tone, whether it's grim or hopeful. The audio is spot on, with the bards playing in the background, to the realistic shield and weapon clashes. Now, the biggest thing about this game is its combat, and here's where the Souls part kicks in. Well, that and one other part. See, you don't just slash willy-nilly like you're a JoJo fucking character, because you will die. And here's the second part. You'll die a lot in this game. A lot. This game will require you to be very patient when you attack, while mixing movement, dodging, rolling, blocking, and parrying. The enemies will have different colored icons and shapes to help you to emphasize what the fuck you're supposed to do. The white means you have to block, yellow means you have to parry, you filthy casual, red with lines means dodge, And a red circle means get the fuck out of there faster than your dad going out for cigarettes. There's also loadout management that you need to take into consideration for your build. You have no XP here, and how you play depends on what equipment you take. For armor, you have a range of light, medium, and heavy armor that you can equip, and each of those has its own perks and downsides. Light makes you guessed it, fucking faster, but you're as durable as a sheet of fucking paper. Medium, you're in the mix between the two. You're not as slow, you are not as tanky. You're somewhat in the middle, just like a middle child, like you probably are. Heavy, you are slow as fuck, like worse than a turtle. But man, can you take a beating more than your meat during Destroy Dick December. Same goes with shields and weapons. Each of them have their own weight as well. For weapons, you have 3 classifications. One-handed, two-handed, ranged. The one-handed is shield plus either spear, sword, axe. Similarly goes to two-handers. For ranged, you have crossbows, bows, and even guns. And if you know a little bit, not much about the Skaven, you know that rats and guns are a match made in heaven. Also, some armor has specific resistances to specific enemy types. So, depending on where you're going, you'll have to switch gear and stuff, and you are actively encouraged during this game to do so. Now, to find said equipment, you can either find them via exploring the world, or via blueprints, which you can give to Bam Bam to craft. You can find these blueprints mostly in shop, and you can buy them, but they'll cost a lot because they take a lot of your resources. For leveling up your health, you go to your brother, who is a chef, with the recipes you found while exploring to cook you meals fit for a king and level up your health. See kids, if you eat all of your food, you get healthier. Now, eat your fucking Brussels sprouts or you get the axe. Now, even though this is a linear game, it has a lot of side quests in it. A lot. And it will give you more variety and will help you progress the story a bit easier. Some quests are also replayable, so you can farm, for instance, gold coins or whatever. There are also many dungeons in this game where to find rare shit, so you can go and be the rat Indiana Jones you are destined to be, my son. To find these side quests, you just need to find a notice board, and it's not that hard. Now, I want to emphasize also on a very specific part, that is the dialogue. You see, the dialogue is barely existent. Well, in the classical word sense. Instead of a classical dialogue where you speak words, it's done via images in speech bubbles, which are really easy to understand. So if you're having a hard time figuring that out, I'm sorry, but you have a room temperature IQ worse than a Twitter user then. The only dialogue with actual words and a voice is the narration. Now, if I didn't sell you this game yet because you're playing as a funny rat, this game is narrated by Dog Cockle, or known by his real name, Geralt of Rivia.
The sewers. His royal ancestors had lifted rats from such places. No rat had dwelt here for years. The bard had found the last of the summer raspberries in the bare basement. The bard was quick to offer one, even though they weren't his. He had the ingredients. His brother, the chef, would make you a feast fit for kings. Or so he says. Reggie only ever gets his brother Dennis's leftovers, so he wouldn't know.
Now, a good part about this game is also the bosses. You have a lot of them. Hell, in the start, you're already fighting your brother. Each are different, and they will require you to think how to beat them. Every single one of them has its own playstyle. One boss fights one way, the other boss fights a different way. Now here's also a Dark Souls element here as well. They have phases. Some of them have 4. And all of them are really hard. I can say I've died to several bosses at least 5 times per boss. Not to mention, all around, I died a lot, and I do mean a lot, via insects alone. So don't just charge in, think boy, think. And after you finally win, after you got your arse kicked several times prior, you will have an execution animation, which you have to click X by the way, and if you don't do it fast enough, the boss will get up with some health restored, and he'll brutally maul your ass again. Now, each of the executions are brutal as hell, and they're all unique to the boss. And after dying to all of them a lot, oh, you're praising the fucking blood god after that. Yes, Reggie, disembowel Lancelot with the sickle, comrade, like the capitalist toad that he is. The party greatly approves. Also, to add, there is healing in this game. Reggie heals via taking a swig from his trusty bug juice bottle, which he can either refill from barrels or brutally mauling and disassembling the bugs because shit hit the fan, kids. You'll have to put a little elbow grease to get your food so you don't want to die. Don't worry, should you die, and you will respawn on a nearby bench that acts like a save point. So saves come. A lot. To sum it up, this game is a really good indie game. A really well-made game, actually. You will be invested in Reggie's story till the end, and for a good reason. Like, the frogs are massive fucking arseholes, and they need to get smacked. That alone will make you, how do I say, emotionally invested in Reggie. I really got into this game because of the sheer amount of content as well. I didn't even have time to record all of it. So this is very much spoiler free, by the way. And if this video gets 5 likes, I will fully stream it on my Twitch channel and make a playthrough out of it because honestly, it's just that fun. And be sure to follow me there. You'll have -50 social credit. Now, thank you all for watching, and if you managed to last this long, be sure to like this video and sub to the channel, it means a lot. See ya, stay safe.